Hello everyone. Well, welcome back to Doctor and Autism series. Today I'm joined with Sophie and Billie. And Sophie and Billie have already been on the series already, but I thought it'd be nice to do one all together because Sophie and Billie knew each other before, well, I knew them. but yeah, it's gonna be nice to speak to you both again. And yeah, so thank you both for coming on again. It's gonna be good fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ask you guys to introduce yourself. I'll start with Sophie as you're just first on my screen.
Okay. Hello, I'm Sophie. Since the last time you saw me, I am no longer in college. I'm on a gap year to do some more acting training, and I am a full-time bubble tea barista at the moment.
Awesome. Yeah, because it does feel like a while since we all last spoke.
It does.
But yeah, it's good that you're having a little break.
It's needed.
Yeah, we all need breaks every once in a while, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, Billie, welcome again.
Hello, thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm Billie. What am I currently doing? Oh, geez. I'm currently working at an SEND school for children with autism, and alongside that, I'm always pushing my acting career. Been a bit quiet on some of the platforms that I'm usually focused on lately, just because my career has become very hectic. So yeah, if anyone follows me on TikTok, it's BlueBox97. So hello.
Yeah, like I remember before we spoke about your name Blue Box because you like the TARDIS, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Since I was 12, I've probably had a variation of Blue Box as a username for anything that I've been on. Yeah, it's just always stuck with me just because it's my favorite show and it makes sense.
Yeah, it's Doctor Who is it's really good show, isn't it? Just to speak about, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose like with autism, for example, it's really good when you find quite a lot of people who have autism or don't that like a show.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Definitely something good to talk about. That's why we're all here, to be honest, right now. So it's what's brought us together. And definitely a lot of people who do have autism hyper focus on certain things, and Doctor Who is an amazing thing to hyper focus on. As a person with ADHD, it's one of the things that I definitely hyper focus on myself. Yeah, so it's all great fun because there's no hate. Well, in the show, I don't know about the community around it. But yeah, the show really preaches a really positive message, I think, and is something to fall in love with.
Yeah, it's a show that you probably will never get bored of.
No, it keeps reinventing itself, which is the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah. So, are you guys looking forward to the last episode of Jodie's?
I am and I ain't for various reasons. I'm looking forward to it for this. I'm looking forward to it for the same reason I'm not looking forward to it. I think Jodie Whittaker as an actor, as the Doctor, she's really found herself the more the role's gone along. I think. Same with a lot of doctors, it happens, but I feel like the writing's letting her down a little bit. But her as an actress, she's really starting to shine for the Doctor for me. And I worry this last episode is really going to make me fall in love with her. And that's the hardest thing in the world because it's the episode she's leaving.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually didn't, until quite recently, watch most of Jodie's episodes because from what I heard, they weren't the best. I did watch them and I did like them and I love Jodie. But similar to Billie, I don't love her enough yet. And I'm scared that this episode is going to make me really attached to her and then she's gone.
Yeah. Would you rather, or you may not be bothered. I don't know. It's you might be bothered, you might not be bothered. Would you rather, if you had to leave in speech, would you rather that be short or long, or you don't, it doesn't matter?
I think she deserves a good one. So seeing how this writing has done her dirty,
Mm.
I think that the writing of a nice speech is what she deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a very good actor, and she could definitely come into her own with that. And that would make me cry. That would make me fall in love with her.
Definitely. I think with Doctor Who at the moment, like, whereas in the past I'm used to seeing really strong, dramatic monologues, I can't personally think of a moment I've seen a strong speech from Jodie. I don't think she's been given one, and again, it's not her fault, but I would like to see it, and I think it will happen because Chibnall, I think he relies on a formula of the older things that he's seen that's successful. So I think there will be a very dramatic speech delivered from her, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I've got on my home screen, I've got like a quote that changes every hour from a different part of Doctor Who. And I've got no Jodie ones on there, so we need one to add.
Oh, that's quite cool that does that.
I spent so much time on that. You've got no idea.
What did you have some like a setting on it where it just changes?
Yeah, so I have an iPhone, so I use Widgetsmith. And I went on there, and it's a large widget that changes every hour. I had to, like, you probably can't see very well, but it's got like a clock on it.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I can see.
And I had to put one on every hour. So I had to think of them, I had to write them down, I had to make sure I wasn't repeating. I had to pick strategically what went for which hour. So like if I woke up in the morning, I saw like a nice inspirational one, like, I don't know, run fast, laugh hard, be kind. I don't know. Yeah, it was an interesting project that took me a very long time.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that's quite cool, that is. But yeah, I agree that we do need some sort of quote or some sort of something from Jodie, because like you don't like, as far as I know, maybe her first episode where she was speaking to her companions, you may relate that, but it's not one you're going to remember, is it?
I don't remember it.
Well, exactly. So yeah, I hope so. Maybe something more towards the lines of maybe Peter Capaldi. Not the same, of course, but like he did quite long speeches, didn't he? When he was Doctor. So it's going to be interesting, but I hope she just gets a good send off.
It was definitely a trope of Moffat's to write some long, powerful speeches, especially with Matt Smith. I often like to think of Matt Smith as like the Doctor Who monologue king, because his general acting was nice, but I felt like in his monologues he really, really shines.
Yeah,
and they're always really powerful, opposed to like his general acting, which is a bit goofy, which suits him. It's the character, but when he has like a serious monologue, I always think it's really beautiful.
Agreed.
Yeah. I liked Matt Smith when he did all his like speeches. They were quite long too, and I think every Doctor, barring Jodie yet, have done a good speech in their time. Like you've got the Ninth Doctor, and like you could count that as a Dalek speech at the end. But even though he did have a few good ones, the 10th Doctor had he had good quotes in there. During his time. It's just his last word was "I don't want to go," so it's quite simple for him to remember. Probably one of the shortest kind of lines you're gonna say.
Short but powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. Like it's just the facial expressions, isn't it? Like what gets you.
Definitely.
Yeah, because like if you're saying that about Matt, he looks into the camera when he's saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me cry. Oh.
Yeah.
I miss him. Bring him back.
Yeah, and then Peter Capaldi's like, "I let you go," isn't he? During his speech.
Yeah, they've all had some really lovely end moments, especially in their regenerations.
Yeah, I enjoy it when it's a regeneration episode. Even if I like the Doctor, I like every Doctor, but you know, if you're not as attached, it maybe like for Jodie, not as attached to her, like Doctor, but still looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because each person who loves the show will have a character that you probably relate to, I guess. and maybe mannerisms they do and stuff that like they do, and that's the thing about the show. Like you relate to them. It may not even be the main character. It may just be maybe a companion or
I think
something.
I think that's definitely the beautiful thing about it. There are so many characters, I think anyone from any walk of life can relate to. And I think as we're going further in our generation, there's a lot more representation for a lot of different communities now, which is beautiful to see. Because this show essentially does serve as an amazing escapism for a lot of people. And I think as the years are going on, that's only gonna boost more and more because of the representation that's coming in from other communities.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was banging on about in our last podcast. I said representation every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Like there's so much they're doing now. Like they've done lots, and they're starting to bring new ones in as well, which is good. And even though like autism and ADHD is really represented in Doctor Who, not because there's no characters in there. We don't know, but it's nice when you see other communities get an involvement in it as well.
Yeah,
I
agree.
And it's quite cool because when they bring new ones in, we're not always going to be aware what it is. I think that's the good thing about it. Like you've got transgender now coming into Doctor Who. I'm not sure if it has before. I don't think so. Not as much as I know, but it's good they're doing that. Like with Russell doing that. With Yasmin Finney, isn't it? Coming in for the 60th.
It's definitely something I'm excited for, because I think there's a lot of fans of the concept of the Doctor and Yaz, but whenever I watch it, I feel like it falls short sometimes. And I think the reason behind that is because these lines are being written by someone who's not within that community. So I don't think they fully understand the dynamic. It's written by a straight white bloke, but thankfully, the new writer we're getting will understand a lot of these things.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. I think Billy's just cracked the code. I think that's why I don't like it, because it just feels so like forced and fake.
Yeah, it feels so disingenuous.
Yeah. Oh, we're breaking through today.
That's it, because before we started, when we was kind of speaking about that, weren't we, Sophie, about like about Yaz and the Doctor, about how it feels like you're saying, Billy, it's not like, as we know, it feels rushed, but it doesn't feel right, like how it's done. It doesn't feel it's been done at its best.
It's like with other things as well. Like he writes about a lot of things he doesn't necessarily understand. It's like Ryan being dyspraxic. My friend who has dyspraxia watched this the season of Doctor Who, and he personally felt like this was just a really over stereotypical example of what dyspraxia is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so he just couldn't personally relate to it, because he was watching it and he was just seeing a character. Yeah, I can't ride a bike, and I can't ride a bike, and I can't climb a ladder. And that's just kind of rude to hear, because if anything, it makes people within that community feel like, yeah, we can't do those things. But I don't know.
No, you're right.
That's something I've asked quite a lot of the time during this series, because when people have come on to speak about autism, learning that they have, some people have come on here who have dyspraxia too, and I've asked them that pure question, like, how do you feel about like the dyspraxia storyline? Because like, one, it's rushed. One, even I didn't know what it was straight away, and people on here, like, they'll say, tell me what it is, and some people are okay with it, but some people do get offended by it.
I think what offends me more than anything is that the character Ryan didn't really have any substance to him. It was just, okay, I'm a dyspraxic character. That was kind of it.
Yeah.
And then when he leaves, he rides a bike. But it's not just about riding a bike, is it? Like there's so much more into it. What could have been done, but they have to be really careful, don't they, when they do a story like that about a topic that can be personal to people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Tosin Cole enough to say whether he is dyspraxic or not. Do we know if he is?
Don't know, actually.
Because if he's not, then he probably wasn't the best choice for that character.
Hmm.
In
Yeah.
terms of, or if he wasn't dyspraxic, someone dyspraxic or has experienced like or knows someone with dyspraxia should have been collaborating with what was going on. Because if Billy, like you said, your friend found it very disingenuous and rude, that's not what the show's setting out to do. Like we said, it's escapism, people can relate. And if you're making a cardboard character that's not relatable, and on top of that you're like offending a group of people because you're not representing them properly, that's where the issue lies.
I've just done a really quick Google search. The actor himself is not dyspraxic,
Okay.
which upsets me a little bit because there are agencies that exist in our industry
Yeah.
that represent people who have this neurodivergency or have other impairments, like not even things like dyspraxia, like physical impairments too. There are many agencies out there that represent these things. So it does upset me to see that they've just jumped to someone who they might think is more capable, which is kind of rude.
Agreed completely. This is slightly off topic, but with the Wicked movie that's coming out, they were doing a casting for Nessa Rose, whose character that's in a wheelchair, and they've said that it's not like you don't have to be in a wheelchair, and it's kind of just like there are not many roles, unfortunately, for people that are wheelchair bound. Just let them have it. You know what I mean? Like it could be a great opportunity for someone whose talents may not be showcased. Makes me angry.
That it is upsetting about like finding out that the actor is not dyspraxic himself, because like how are you going to do something, and what interested me is where did that storyline come from? Like why have they chosen dyspraxia to do a storyline? Like is it because they didn't do it well, did they? It didn't last, really.
No, I actually forgot Ryan was dyspraxic until you lot just reminded me.
From what I understand, and this is the reason why Russell has announced that the BBC are giving him full creative rights. From what I understand, it isn't fully Chibnall's fault. I feel like the BBC's creative team handed Chibnall a set of boxes that he needed to tick for the show.
That's true.
To try and seem politically correct. Whereas with Russell, he's taken initiative to say, no, my company's going to fully have creative control and we're going to fund it in different ways so we don't have to rely on solely the BBC's creative team.
That's good. Like the thing is, I don't want to slate Tosin Cole for not being dyspraxic. That's not his fault. He was cast because he's a good actor, and I don't want it to come across that we're saying that. It's just someone definitely needed to be involved in the creative decisions to make it genuine.
It's definitely not me saying I don't think people shouldn't play these roles if they're offered the part. It's more the fact of please also offer this role to people that have like real life experience. Don't just box it to a certain set of people.
Or do your research and get them to do their research so that this does not become an issue.
Exactly. This is why I love Russell, because I can tell in this new season he's going to have a trans storyline. So he's employed someone who has that experience.
Yes.
And I know from a fact from interviews I've seen, he takes all of his performers' like feedback on board. It's like I was watching when Bernard Cribbins recently died. I watched an interview about him and how he was giving ideas to Russell, and Russell just said, yeah, okay, that sounds brilliant, let's put it in. So it's amazing to hear that a writer who's in charge of such a big show is listening to these actors because they think it'll be a good idea. And it is. Because sometimes a performer can see things that the director can't.
Yeah. Like they're definitely what I learned from my 2 years in drama college. Is that it's better when you like put a piece of work together when there's give and take with the directors and the performers. It's like if you listen to everything the director says, it's gonna be rubbish. It's that simple. Like there has to, because every actor is different, there has to be some form of give or take.
Definitely. And like I'm also one for saying like it's better if an actor, if a storyline's about a certain topic like dyspraxia, like autism, that the actors should be like a bit have it themselves, and if they don't, like you guys are saying, like have knowledge on it, like which is not the actor's fault, because if they are not told to have knowledge about it, I guess they're not going to do it. It's all about like the people who are doing it and like saying we're going to do this now, and we.
But as a performer, I think it is always important to make sure you're doing your character research, make sure you understand these topics that you're dealing with.
Definitely.
Don't just go in and read a brief description of it and wing it. You need to really like push yourselves into the things. With characters I've had in the past, I've done so much character research. I'm still researching the characters after I played them because I just want to make sure that I did it justice.
Yeah, I had that recently. I did the Laramie project at college, and it was a 4-week rehearsal process. And the first week was literally just spent watching videos, watching interviews, like reading the play, doing research into it, like these real people in this situation, because that's who we were playing.
Yeah.
And it was really important to do that, to then do those characters justice on stage, as opposed to being like, oh, there was a murder in this town, let's be sad about it. Like, it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
There's so much. The thing about acting, it's nice because you like I think the good thing about it, isn't it, that you don't have to be yourself for like everyday life. That you can just be someone else that you can be.
Definitely.
And like speaking about like Bernard Cribbins passing away, I read something that John Sims said, like that he didn't like that he would have to be mean to him. Because,
I saw that.
He didn't like that it was mean to him, because he was one of the best. And of course, like the end of time and the Master, and then you got Bernard Cribbins, and like I guess David Tennant didn't like what he had to do as well, like but kind of blaming Wilfred like in the box. Well, and that was the cause of kind of his regeneration, wasn't it? Like from the energy, helping Wilfred get out of the box to make him regenerate. And I think when Wilfred said goodbye, he kind of discovered that himself. But yeah, that is quite sad that as an actor you can't help those things that you got to do.
Yeah, it's what is.
I'm really excited to see the role he plays in the next series, like, because it'll be his last performance as well. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The sad things, I really hope Russell doesn't like kill the character off too, because that will hit people really, really hard.
I will never emotionally recover from that.
I can't.
Stop.
I can't. Like, I've never been really sad about an actor like before. Like really connected to an actor, you know, and like Bernard Cribbins did hit me, because I woke up and that day, and then you see on like people send it to me as well, so I don't even have to look on the news. You know, people send it to you saying he's gone, and like I did think he had a few more years left. He didn't look that like 93, did he? Like Bernard Cribbins.
The thing is that when I saw him in interviews prior to him being in Doctor Who, I thought he was looking really good for his age. But then when they showed like shots of him behind the scenes doing Doctor Who,
he looked ill.
He didn't look too well. No disrespect to him. God bless him, rest his soul. But at the same time, in my head I was wondering, is this the character he's playing? Is the character unwell? But now it's clear to me that no, he probably wasn't doing too well at the time.
Yeah. I think it was in his 80s when he was in series 4. I think he would have been in his 80s, like 70s, 80s. But I was shocked that he was involved in the 60th, you know, because like no disrespect to him, but it was quite like old to come back to be in Doctor Who, even if it was for a brief appearance, like, because it is. Yeah. I imagine it is tiring. Like,
yeah, definitely.
I know he really had a love for Doctor Who, though, so I imagine even if he wasn't doing other acting work, he probably jumped at the chance.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yes, I'm excited, but like you say, I just hope we see. I imagine that I hope it's not just going to be in one episode we see him. I hope the little bits they done were in a few of the specials that they're doing with David Tennant and Catherine Tate. If it's if it's Wilfred back in the TARDIS, that'd be great. You remember the last time he was in there saying they weren't clean? That was funny.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, it just makes you more excited in a way, but that's well sad knowing that when we see that on telly,
it's gonna be sad, but at the same time, I'm really happy he got to do it.
Me too.
Yeah, because the dude was 93, and that's such a great age to live to. And if you can go out with a bang, if you can.
Oh yeah, legend, absolute legend.
Yeah, he is, and he is. Even though he wasn't in a lot of episodes, it feels like he was in more than he was.
Oh yeah, definitely. The fan base.
Oh yeah, he's a very impactful character.
Yeah, they certainly have a love for him. Like it's almost like he's a main companion. How much he's loved by the fans.
Yeah, like he kind of wasn't he? Because he did go, like, prior to at the end of time, he was in just the odd episode saying the odd words, and he's a very good actor as well.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about because when I was younger, I had the Peter Cushing Doctor Who DVD, and I never noticed he was in it until recently.
Oh.
he plays one of the characters in the old Doctor Who movie with Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were the only one that didn't know that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I know it now.
Yeah.
You know now, that's the main thing.
Yeah. It's better that you know now than no. but yeah, Wilfred is it like we were talking about characters that you're going to remember for a long time. Wilfred's going to be one of them. Like when we possibly get the 23rd Doctor or something, you're still going to remember Wilfred.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you, Billy.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, I fully agree.
Yeah. But like, I just hope we get more iconic characters that we remember, like in the next series. Like, I think it would be nice just to go forward now after the 60th. Go forward and bringing in companions, actors that I could be remembered like you have done in the past. I think. Because that will be it will be good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But what do you think of Bradley Walsh, guys? Because he's a granddad too.
Just in general, or like?
Yeah, I suppose you can in general, but like as his character.
It's like Graham, or
yeah, in Graham, yeah.
I think he's brilliant. I love him. He was the highlight for me because I didn't massively enjoy what I saw of Jodie's like series with him in it, but he was the highlight for me. Mr. Soft Shoe Shuffle or whatever that was.
Yeah, he is definitely he's a naturally charming person.
He is,
and that always
he's why
really
I watched
shows.
The Chase.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it always shows in the characters he plays. But at the same time, it's sad because I'm watching Doctor Who. I should be focusing more on the Doctor than fully on her companions.
Yeah, I had that issue. I was waiting for like someone else to come on screen.
Yeah. Do you remember when he got like when they put that episode, The Fugitive of the Judoon, where they thought he was a doctor, and I actually thought that too because he gives me a vibe like he could be the Doctor too.
Yeah,
Oh, he'd be a brilliant Doctor.
Yeah, he'd make a good Doctor.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I've heard that he might make an appearance in the 60th. I'm not sure if you can quote me for that. No, sorry, not the 60th. The Jodie's last episode, the centenary special.
Yeah.
Yay.
I think he'll, because Unit is a thing after 60th. I think maybe they've worked for Unit possibly or something.
I think it would make sense because she gave them the psychic paper and they said they were going to try and defend Earth like from their own backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time that's happened in the show, characters leaving to go defend Earth, they've ended up either part of Torchwood or part of Unit.
Yeah,
That's very true. Yeah.
yeah. It's going to be interesting. Like, I think we can see, like, as we saw on the the next time trailer for the last episode, like amount of characters that we saw in that trailer. I think there's going to be more, but I just like it's good that it's an hour and a half, but more like a movie, isn't it? Like the last episode, but I just want it to be worthwhile, worth the wait that we've waited for.
I'm worried it might be a bit too fan servicey in parts in terms of like them bringing certain characters back. It will be good, I'm sure. But yeah.
No, I agree. I think that's a problem with Chibnall's run as well. It's like a lot of these old aliens he's brought back and he's tried to make them look like the classic series. Like it feels like he's run out of ideas and he's struggling, so he's just pushing fan service to try and make people happy.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't, does it? Because like Kate Stewart coming back and the episodes that she was in was kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, it felt a bit pointless to shove her in.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, because I've said before, like I know Unit's different now. Like she's got demote and stuff like that, but well, she was more in charge with like Matt and Peter. Well, they were there. It just seems, why is she in it if she's her attitude's changed as well, like her whole kind of character within Jodie's series. But yeah, they have brought in a few pointless characters, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Again, I just feel like it's tropes stolen from previous seasons. He's bringing in old companions. Russell did that with Sarah Jane. It's just I feel like he heavily relies on when Doctor Who was successful instead of trying to make it successful in his own right.
Yeah,
that's the thing is though, I'd love to be proven wrong and I'd love to absolutely like love the pants off this episode.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
See, I'm hoping for it. I was really hoping for that when they did the Sea Demon episode because I love this classic monster. I'm really excited for it. The episode felt rushed. Jodie saved the day by pulling out her magic wand. And that's how it feels like a lot of her episodes have gone.
Yeah.
There's been such a massive build-up for like this risk of bad things, and then it's just fixed like that. Like this seems like it's just so undone so quickly in these episodes, but there's such a massive build-up to it.
Yeah, and they're long as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like but the regeneration could have been done a year ago. Like
well, they took like a year break, I think, once between seasons. So if they like did it how the other previous showrunners were doing it, Jodie probably would have regenerated a long time ago.
Yeah, because she's been the longest, hasn't she? Run Doctor.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem it though, does it? Because I'm sure David Tennant within New Who has had the most.
Yeah, probably
episodes. Because he had 20 in series 4. And yeah, it just seems like
I think he was, yeah, and then it was Tom Baker in Classic Who.
Yeah, Tom Baker's definitely one of the other longest running.
Definitely. Yeah, he did quite a lot of series, didn't he?
Yeah. I think the biggest worry I have for this upcoming episode as well is the fact that there hasn't really been any advertising.
I said that ages ago. Is my internet just not having it?
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Is everything okay?
You there?
Yeah, I'm having internet issues. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
What are you saying, Billy?
Oh no, I was just saying it feels like there's been no advertising for this episode from Chibnall's team. Like we haven't seen anything on the social media. And Russell, he's been trying to push the next season, which it's his job. He's gonna. But at the same time, I'd like to see some marketing for this upcoming episode. All we've had really is a trailer.
And no one's talking about it because of the fact that there's no advertising for it. They're all just, it seems like people are just waiting for Jodie to get out the door,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's disappointing
Yeah.
because like if we don't get one in September, then I'll be surprised. I would really, because you kind of I imagine the episode's going out in October.
Yeah, it's meant to be around the time because the centenary special is that because it's celebrating 100 years of the BBC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, you know, like it's going to be interesting how many people watch it as well. Some people might just skip to the end, might they? It's what's the regeneration.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Looking forward to when David Tennant just pops out and starts saying what in confusion.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah. Then again, I shouldn't say that. People have different theories on why pictures of David Tennant are going around.
Yeah.
No, very true, very true.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure I'm 80% sure I know what's gonna happen.
What do you think is going to happen, Billy?
I think that Jodie's going to regenerate into David Tennant. A lot of people think that this Tennant might be from an alternate timeline or something like that. That doesn't really make sense to me. The reason I believe it's going to follow on from Jodie is because he has Jodie's TARDIS exterior, and I feel like he hasn't had time to fix the TARDIS.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of sense. I feel like it's going to be a regeneration story where he's really confused and he has some moral conflict where he needs to fix certain things from his past before he can move on.
Ah.
And I think the 60th anniversary is going to span over more than one special. I think there's going to be like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I think 2 will be with David Tennant, and then I think he's going to regenerate into Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion. Obviously, it's nothing set in stone, but we'll see what happens.
But so
that makes sense.
So you think it's going to be the 10th Doctor? Like we'll be back to the 10th Doctor when the regeneration happens into David Tennant.
Yeah. I think it's going to be David Tennant's Doctor, definitely. I won't say you could call him the 10th Doctor though. Like he'll be the next Doctor in the run, but it'll be that Doctor's personality that's held on because there's some moral dilemma going on inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that it just does make sense, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I think it'll be some weird wibbly wobbly story where maybe that consciousness is still connected to Donna because of the meta crisis, and he needs to go and actually fix it before he can move on. I don't know.
Ah, why are you so smart? Why are all these people coming up with theories so smart?
I'm just spitballing complete nonsense, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah. Like what my theory was, it was very similar to yours, Billy. I was just like that David Tennant will regenerate, like or degenerate, like from Jodie, and then try like a bit like you're saying, like trying to figure out who Doctor is and like what's going on, and then I don't think that we may not see, depending if they do more specials with other Doctors. So, for example, if Matt was coming or Peter was coming or whoever else was coming.
I'm going to be dead honest, and I hate to say it because I really, really want it. I don't think any other Doctors are going to be involved in the 60th.
What do you think?
I don't either.
The only reason I think they might be is because the person directing it has been posting pictures of her hanging out with Peter Capaldi, and that's the only thing that I can think of as to why they might be involved. But I think this story is solely going to focus on David Tennant and Catherine Tate because it's something the fans are really familiar with when they love the show so much, and it's going to be a way to draw them back in before we can move into something new and brilliant.
Yeah, even my mum was excited. Like, she doesn't really watch Doctor Who, but her favorite episode is The Fires of Pompeii because she loves Catherine Tate. So she'll probably watch this. So it's if your theory there is correct, it's definitely doing its job.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you say, like if David Tennant's back, lots of people are going to watch it.
That is the reality of it. People love David Tennant. I love David Tennant
Yeah.
so much, like
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, like if you see how many shares when David Tennant and Kevin Tate were announced to like maybe Jodie like leaving trailer, you got so many more, and it's not like a number game or anything. It's just like David Tennant when his time as a Doctor, it was good. It's not like it's bad now, but it was better. Like the writing was better and everything about it was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if David Tennant's there, people are going to watch it. And although David Tennant loves the show himself, but it will get the viewers up. It's what they need. Like, if we continue with the views we got with Jodie, you kind of fear for the show already, don't you? Like,
definitely, it will become a point where it's not financially viable for any company to pick it up.
Definitely.
So they do need to get their numbers up, and it's working, because when it was announced, it came up as news on my Alexa. So that must be big news, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. If it's on your Alexa, yeah.
Yeah, my Alexa with the screen. I didn't know. I found out from my Alexa. I sort of looked at it like, what? So it's doing its job.
Yeah.
You know when Shooty Gattle was announced, it come pinged up on my phone and I clicked it. I didn't think it was real at first because I clicked it and it said something's gone wrong. And I was thinking, wait, what? Is this like the BBC Doctor Who tricking us or something? Because do you remember, like, I think it might have been late last year where all Doctor Who social media channels went down for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. I don't know. But yeah, it was quite funny.
That's definitely one thing. To be fair, it's the only thing I'm annoyed at Russell about so far is the fact that they just announced it on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. Whereas every other Doctor, they've had like some big TV announcement, and I thought this was like so brushed off.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, I found out, I was on my phone, my boyfriend was here, and we were just scrolling, and it came up, and it was such a casual sort of like click, as opposed to, oh my god, the new Doctor. Oh, he just went, oh, this is the wash your hands guy. Like,
it's the wash your hands ago.
That's really funny.
Oh, you know what I said? I was like, Eric.
I don't even watch Sex Education, and I don't think my boyfriend does either, but that's how I knew him as well.
He's quite popular, isn't he?
My wife watches Sex Education, and when I scrolled through and I saw it, the first one I said out loud, I said, "Who is that?" And it's like, "Oh, that's such and such from Sex Education." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's great." And then I just went online and like avidly searched for like things he's been in.
I did that, yeah,
just to get a feel of him. I think he's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, I have complete faith.
He's a very young energy, and I think he's gonna have a lot to bring to the role. I hate when people compare that role to him playing in Doctor Who. He's not gonna act the same way as he did in that role in this role. It's the point of being an actor. Every character is different.
Exactly.
But some people see it and they go, "Oh, it's the guy from Sex Education. I don't want him acting like that in Doctor Who." And I think, well, you don't know how he's gonna act yet.
Yeah, like from seeing him in Sex Education, like with every actor, you can tell like they're gonna be funny. That they can be dark. But what I've seen with Shoot, he plays both of those parts. I could see him being a really dark Doctor, and on the other hand, a really funny Doctor. But it's just depending what they want him to do. Like,
I'm just excited to see his outfit, to be honest.
Yes, he said that he will have some sort of say in his outfit, and judging by like the fashion I've seen from him, like, yes,
it's gonna be something extravagant.
I'm excited.
I'm here for it.
I want like Colin Baker colors.
I think it is gonna be.
I want
like
foolishness.
That.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's gonna be really colourful. I think. But the good thing is, like, which it's been a downfall really for Jodie, because like normally when you're like, especially in New Who, for example, barring Ninth Doctor, like each Doctor's kind of had a variety of different clothes. Like 10 had about 2, and I think Peter did as well.
Yeah.
And then Matt did as well. So it's very nice just to see with Shooty. 13 had maybe a darker coat during Flux a little bit, but it's hard to notice sometimes.
She had a different top as well, didn't
Yeah.
she? It was like
Yeah.
purple or something.
Yeah, like it's nice when they change clothes or like they have things for set episodes. But yeah, I'm really intrigued. So as well see what his Sonic looks like.
The thing as well with people being like, oh, I don't want him to act like that in Doctor Who. Well, let's take everyone's fave, David Tennant, as an example. Didn't David Tennant play like a serial killer in something?
Yeah.
So
I watched David Tennant play a sex offender in The Bill, so that definitely you can't be comparing characters.
don't say that about my David Tennant.
It made me see him. It made me look at him in a different light, but I try not to think about it.
Don't watch The Bill. Noted.
And Kilgrave, remember? You're controlling everyone. Like in
Yeah, he played Kilgrave.
Oh God, yeah. So yeah, like range.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then yeah, like they're definitely not gonna be the same. Like I'm sure in other shows he's used his Scottish accent, David Tennant, as well. So that's a different part. Like they didn't do that with Peter.
Yeah.
Like they let him keep his Scottish accent, didn't they?
I think it depends how confident someone is. Like that might have been a suggestion of his not to use a Scottish accent. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I know some of the Doctor Who actors can do really good other accents. Like Matt Smith, I've seen him in things, and he does a really beautiful American accent.
He does.
Hmm.
And Jodie can do a really good standard English as well.
Hmm.
So like she didn't have to be from Huddersfield or wherever, Sheffield, but she is from Huddersfield.
Yeah, like Matt Smith can play a good villain as well.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh
good
yeah,
villain.
definitely.
And I think I can see Peter Capaldi doing that as well. Like
I've always had a bit of a like fan cast idea. If they ever did like a live action Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'd love to see him play Frollo.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know why. I just think it would look really good.
Oh God, no, it would.
that would
Oh
be
my
good.
God, stop.
That would be awesome.
I love the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just nice, isn't it? Like seeing other actors, but you're always going to picture them if they've been a doctor or a character in Doctor Who. You're always going to picture them as that in another program. But kind of when you see him a little bit.
That is a toxic trait of mine. Whenever I see David Tennant, I go,
Yeah.
look, it's the 10th Doctor. And then he's like
hard-
murdering people, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard not to not typecast people when they've been in such like prominent roles. It's like Daniel Radcliffe, he's gonna have Harry Potter living with him to the day he dies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice maybe in Doctor Who if a doctor turned bad or something. Something happened to the doctor where they turned bad for like an episode or something, and that could be part of the storyline.
I'm waiting for like a good Valiard storyline where we see an evil doctor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need more Time Lords, don't we? Like just a step from the Master, have a break from the Master for a little bit, maybe.
Well, people could argue that I think it was the Dream Lord episode that was like meant to be an amalgamation of the Doctor's darker side.
I watched that recently, and it did just sort of confuse me a bit.
Yeah, like
I feel like it was just very brushed over at the end. Like, oh, it was me.
Yeah.
Like for my boyfriend who is watching it in order and is not like, he doesn't know everything about it. He just sort of looks at me like, what? So it wasn't done the best it could have been.
No.
like
I love the episode, don't get me wrong, but it
Oh
was
no, great episode. Whacker.
it was a good episode. Like by the time watching that, when it aired, I literally thought that was a Master. Like Matt Smith has a Master now. Like it's him.
That's what Jack thought. He thought that it was the Master, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, I was just a bit disappointed actually, at the end because they kind of skipped him for the Master, didn't they? Matt, which he had lots going on anyway, so he didn't really need the Master. But
yeah, he didn't get a Master, but Missy was alluded to in his season
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, the phone
Yeah,
call.
because she set up Clara and the doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
yeah.
something like that.
The bells of St. John, wasn't it? On the phone
Yeah.
call. And
Yeah.
he's wearing the monk outfit.
Hmm.
Which but it was interesting they've done that. From Matt. So he briefly did, but I would like him to see like how do you guys feel about if Doctor Who was on maybe Disney Plus or something in the future?
I mean, there's a lot of rubbish on Disney Plus. Like, I went downstairs today and my brother was watching a show about Australian hitmen. And I was like, what is this? And he said it's Disney Plus. But then I watched Bluey on Disney Plus, which is a kids' cartoon. So there's a very wide range of things on Disney.
Oh yeah,
Plus.
yeah. There's a lot going on there. Because when they first launched Disney Plus, it was like strictly just Disney content and stuff like that. But I think they quickly realized that wasn't enough, because I remember paying for it on the first month it was released, and I just got bored straight away. I was like, there's nothing on here. And then they just added so much to it.
Yeah, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show's on there. That doesn't belong on Disney.
Yeah,
not at all.
They got horror things on there.
Yeah.
Like things that you normally have on Netflix or something.
That's the thing. It's becoming the new Netflix. It's pretty much got everything and the kitchen sink on there for you to watch. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. It would mean that I wouldn't have to sign into BBC iPlayer.
I'm okay with it, purely on the fact that I think anything that brings more views and money to Doctor Who is always going to be a great thing, and I think it being on Disney Plus is what that's going to do.
That is true, but will people watch it if it's behind a paywall? I know quite a few people who wouldn't.
In the UK, no, but America doesn't have their BBC iPlayer.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
But Disney Plus is really advantageous for people in other countries. Like, there are so many countries that watch Doctor Who now, and I think it being on Disney Plus is going to make it really accessible to them.
That's true. I didn't think of that. I'm a selfish English person.
Yeah. I think they'll still keep it on BBC iPlayer, and we won't have to pay for it because, it comes from our country. Why should we?
Yeah.
But I think it probably is being done purely to benefit countries like America, because I think when Matt Smith became the Doctor, Doctor Who really hit big in America, and I noticed like the toys and stuff really started to skyrocket. I think financially, when Matt was the Doctor, it was probably their best run.
Yeah, no, I have American Doctor Who friends who are very much Matt Smith.
Yeah. What, like, I speak to a few people from America, and they say how hard it is to watch Doctor Who. So some people have to find like just sites that you wouldn't normally watch Doctor Who on, and try and find it. I think Disney Plus would offer that. Which Disney Plus is more of an American thing, isn't it? Where like on there, and you have shows from America on there. And it would be good for Doctor Who as well, because you could possibly get more potential side shows on there as well for Doctor Who.
Well, Russell did say in a statement that he thinks Doctor Who should have its own like multiverse. Like, we should be having these expanded universe stories like Big Finish explores, but for, like, actual screen instead of audio.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be good. So like you could have like, what if they did something in the 60th where like Donna no longer travelled, they could just do a story on Donna. But there's so many things you can do in Doctor Who. It's you could go
Bring
on
River back. Bring River back. Bring River back.
Yeah, even an alternative river story or something. Yeah. There's so much.
It definitely opens a big door. I think Russell's the person to do it, because when he was running Doctor Who, he had these side shows like Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures. He was covering all bases.
Yeah.
And it's just really when the show was shining, because there were so many viewing avenues for people of all ages.
Oh yeah, like Torchwood is not for children.
Oh no, definitely not.
No, it's not.
No, definitely not. Like I watched it in like lockdown, so
I watched it in lockdown. If I'd watched it any younger, I would not have been able to sleep.
I never watched it.
It's that simple.
I didn't watch it when it aired.
I remember being a kid.
Oh no!
And Torchwood was announced, and my mum was like, "Billy, they've just announced a new Doctor Who show. We should watch it."
No.
And I think like the second episode in, I remember my mum saying, "I don't know if you're old enough to watch this show."
No, like the first episode was like that gas ball that I'm not going to. This is a family friendly podcast, but you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Like that's is that allowed?
Yeah,
it's not. Some episodes were just like, why? It was hard to watch, wasn't it?
Well, Countryside, I couldn't watch it. I had to turn it off halfway through because I was like, no, nah. I saw spoilers. I saw the dead bodies and was like, and I turned it off because I can't deal with that.
I remember in my head watching this show when I was younger, in the 3rd season at the end when Jack makes that moral decision to, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it. He makes that moral decision to let someone live or die.
Yes.
Yeah. In my head, I remember it differently as a kid. I remembered him letting them live. And I rewatched it recently, and I was like, any second now, he's going to stop this. And then the person does. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is traumatizing.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. They did it well, I guess, when it was on, because like you saw Tortured in Doctor Who with David Tennant, didn't you? And the people in there. At the time, I didn't know who these people were because I never watched Tortured.
Yeah, that's another thing. I talk about my boyfriend too much. That's another thing he's had when Gwen and Yanto were in thingy.
Yeah.
He was like, who's that? And I was like, my babies. And he had no idea.
Yeah. But I think like we haven't like speaking about like merchandise and stuff from the 11th Doctor. I remember like I was in Tesco's all the time, collecting little figures all the time like, with Matt Smith. But as soon as Peter hits, I didn't really see much.
I actually, when I was in Bristol, I picked these up. Hang on, Sophie's moved away. I picked these up. They were little blind boxes. I got 4 of them, and I got Oswin.
Oh, it's like the Lego figures, I think.
Yeah, and I got Matt Smith, so me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I got a Cyberman and a Zygon as well.
Oh,
just talking about Doctor Who merch there. Continue.
That's
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah. Like I collected loads when I was little, and I don't know where they are now, but I still like. I think the thing now is like just collecting Build-A-Bears at the moment because that's what they got going. But
I've got a whole shelf full.
Yeah.
I have too much Doctor Who merch. This has been collected throughout.
There's never too much.
This is true.
Yeah, I just hope it goes better, like through the next series.
I remember when I was younger, we had. This could sound really bad, but I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Woolworths.
Yeah, I remember Woolworths.
They used to have like a massive Doctor Who section in there, and it was like my favorite thing to go there with my mum, buying that £7 Doctor Who toy every week.
Imagine.
Yeah. Like there's no, except from in London, like where you got the Who shop, but I would love to go to. I want to go to it.
My God, me too.
Yeah, I keep seeing videos about it. I'd really like to visit.
Yeah, I've never been, and like there's no like Doctor Who based shops near really where I live. Like when I went on holiday, I bumped into a shop that had loads of Doctor Who stuff in it, and I kind of near enough bought the shop.
I did that.
But even if it's just little things, like I bought a puzzle, I bought like a couple of mugs.
Yeah.
I did that when I went Worlds of Wonder as well.
Yeah. We had 2 really cool comic book stores near us that did a lot of Doctor Who merch. But they've one of them's recently shut down and the other one's recently renovated, and they don't sell anything Doctor Who related anymore. They used to have a massive Dalek that stood in the lobby, and they just don't sell any of it anymore.
Yeah.
I joined the Doctor Who fandom at a weird time in terms of popularity. But I'd go into like these nerdy shops and there'd be like a little Doctor Who corner with like a spider and a broom and like nothing there. Even when I went to Forbidden Planet, like there was nothing.
Really?
Yeah, no, I went there. There was like a TARDIS. There was some 13 figures and there was some comics. That was pretty much it, apart from like a t-shirt or 2. And I was kind of like, oh, is this like not a thing? Because this was when Jodie was airing, so it was like, so I really hope, just for my consumerist self, that some cool stuff comes out.
Yeah.
I don't for my bank account's sake, but
No, that's so true.
I do it at the same time because
That is-
as soon as the Sonic's announced, I want it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've got a friend who's got a cup with like most of the Sonics that exist in it, and I was gonna go nick one from her, but I didn't because I'm nice.
Yeah, because it's in a way it's annoying. Like you got David Tennant saying he's got a new Sonic, and in a way it's annoying because you think, oh, you got to spend more money because he's got a new one. Why couldn't you just get the one he had before?
No, I hear that. I hear that.
I don't even think it's going to be a proper one because, like, from the pictures I've seen, I think it's going to be something that's thrown together. And then I think Shooty's going to have his own one, and they're probably doing it just so they can release 2 different lines of toys.
Yeah.
Oh, my poor bank account.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna buy it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love collecting them. Like,
Yeah.
they're nice. Like, in a way, it's like kind of a comfort toy, isn't it? Like, if you speak like autism and ADHD, like you just play with it. If you're doing it, even if you're not doing a video, you just play with it, make noises with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went out and got a plushie from a show that I watch, and I am a whole adult, and I still find myself like doing little bits from the show with it, and it's fun. It's nice.
Yeah. No, I can relate. I often walk over to my shelf and play with the things on there. Even if I'm not doing a video, I play with the things on there. It's something to fiddle about and distracts my mind.
Well, that's what they're for. Then, as much as they are pretty, they're not just there to sit there.
I love
It's
being
nice to play with them.
Yeah, I love being a collector, but I don't get collectors who just let things sit behind glass and they never touch it.
No, I could never. I collected Monster High dolls when I was younger, and I had to take them out of the boxes because I was like, oh, the hair. Oh, it's so soft. I just want to brush it. Like I ended up brushing all of the like gel out of their hair, which I shouldn't have done because they'd probably be worth a fortune now. But I love them and I miss them. They're up in my attic. Maybe one day I'll get them down.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
It's not. It's nice when you collect things, isn't it? Like as soon as K9 come out, I was in for him straight away. So
it's just nice to physically see, like in your safe space, whether that's your room or whatever. In my opinion, anyway, it's really nice to see my little shelf up there with all my pops on it and like those little Lego figures. And then I've got like plushies on my bed. It's really nice to like see physical things that I'm interested in and have a love for that I can physically touch.
Yeah,
that was probably strange.
Yeah.
No. That makes sense.
Yeah. As I was speaking today, like yesterday they announced some figures that they're releasing, didn't they? Like I think you got the 8th Doctor, some Daleks, and the 10th Doctor.
Yeah.
I feel like some of them are a bit cop out, because there's like 3 of the same figure just wearing different clothes. The 8th Doctor one I'm happy about because we don't have many 8th Doctor variants, but like the David Tennant one just feels so unnecessary because
they probably already exist. Like
yeah,
hundreds of David Tennant toys out there at the moment.
Yeah, maybe that's a sign that maybe the 8th Doctor's involved in the 60th. Maybe.
Yeah, people have been saying that.
Who knows?
Maybe, because like why the 8th Doctor? Why not? Why those just the 10th and the 8th? What's wrong with the other Doctors? Why?
What have they done?
Yeah, what have they done? Like I probably have a 10th Doctor figure somewhere. Like years ago, like I guess the 8th Doctor doesn't get as much. It's good they're doing the 8th Doctor though.
Yeah, underrated. I like the 8th Doctor.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, he's good. He deserved more.
He do.
But then again, with Disney Plus, they could do things like that. They could go back and do like a makeshift series for him.
Yeah, like how Marvel has all these spin-offs, like you're talking about, like a multiverse. Like that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like Marvel do like phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they could do something like that for Doctor Who or something.
And then we had like WandaVision and like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like that could be like translated for Doctor Who, which would be really cool because like more content. Yay.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see miniseries on Disney Plus where it takes place in different periods of Doctor Who.
Oh,
that would be so cool.
Yeah. Especially because they've started to, no disrespect to the original actors, but they've started to recast some of like the older Doctors. Like David Bradley plays the first Doctor. I'd love to see him have like some episodes of his own.
Yeah, it was nice to see him in Twice Upon a Time, like
Yeah.
actually do something.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yes, he's a great actor as well. Like he's on so many things.
Yeah, very good actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
Yeah, like I could see it'd be good because like you mainly have Doctor Who like probably once a year, one series a year, and then you have someone else maybe on Disney Plus that's going to keep you occupied throughout the year. So
Yeah, exactly. While we're waiting for the main series, we can binge.
Yeah,
the
it would
other
keep people
extensions.
watching. I have the issue with object permanence. It's like if something is not currently happening, I forget it
Yeah.
exists.
yeah, yeah.
So that would really help with like keeping in with the universe and keeping up with everything, so I don't
Yeah.
fall behind, because I'm prone to that.
Definitely.
Mm.
Like, you can have a series called Meta Crisis. Have a series called Meta Crisis, and then you like the origins of the Meta Crisis, what it is, how we know how it happened, but like why did it happen? Like was it fate? Oh, you could just have different stuff like that.
I'm now picturing a really cheesy rom-com series with the Meta Crisis Doctor and Rose in their universe for some reason.
Yeah, they get married, and then they have a kid called
WandaVision?
Doctor.
Uh,
You could just imagine that, you know, like if they did have a kid, they just call it Doctor.
bit of a cop out.
Yeah, like I guess, or David. They could just call it David. I don't know.
Or
If it's a boy, that is.
if it's a girl, they should call it Donna. That's my opinion.
Oh,
that's what we're
yeah, that'd
sticking
be
with.
really sweet.
Yeah, they got it, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
I think that's what they've done for the 60th, haven't they?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the
Yes.
explanation for the Rose character in the 60th. I think we're going to get like a bit of storyline where it shows that them being younger, and Wilf is probably or whoever is telling them a story like this, like bedtime stories about the Doctor and Rose, and she's probably going to think, oh, I love that.
Oh,
name. The
oh,
Doctor,
I'd love
older.
that. Oh,
in the fields. In
Yeah.
the fields.
oh, we got to see. I really hope we see him in that field. You know, like Wilfred just like it could be a good story of Rose growing up. You know,
Yeah.
like and getting older to about 18, isn't it? Like the same age that Billie Piper was when she was like her character Rose in Doctor
Yeah.
Who first ed. But it's gonna be lots of exciting stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of exciting stuff. So, guys, it's been great speaking to you again. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having
Yeah.
us back.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do like quotes this time, but really because we've done that last time, didn't we? But
Yeah.
It's
Right.
okay.
do you guys want to say anything else like to finish or anything?
Just I mean, like, thank you for having me. It's been really lovely to sit here and talk about Doctor Who twice with some lovely people. Very excited to maybe do this again.
Yeah, definitely. Likewise, thank you for having me. I know our country's in a bit of a rut right now, but hopefully when things like this return, we'll have our escapism back and it'll be as beautiful as we remember it.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Definitely.
nice.
Yeah. I hope so, and like we'll definitely do this again. Because it's been good fun, and like hopefully things do improve, like you say, Billy, and stuff, and like look for fingers crossed to when we can watch the show we love again.
Yeah.
Prior to 60th and centenary special, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys. It's been great fun.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.